Thank you for tuning in to Mr. Cliff's Toy Shop. On today's review, we take a look at the Neca Gargoyles Demona. Today I'll be reviewing this figure in the following categories: accessories, articulation, design, is it essential to your collection, functionality, and price. Once all scores are totaled, I'll give you my opinion if this figure is a pass or a purchase. So this is the third figure that we're receiving from Neca. So hyped to have Demona. Let's get her all opened up. Not sure if you can see, but her faceplate is not attached. Hopefully I don't have problems with mine. So for accessories, I think we get a pretty nice offering. Taking a look at one of Demona's weapon, this thing looks nice. A lot of coloring, a lot of detailing. There's some weathering up top. Not sure if this is removable. Maybe. We'll check it out in the functionality department. And there's some dry brushing at the back where the handle lies. Moving on to this one here. Done in the same colors. You can also see some dry brush throughout.
Daddy.
Yes, buddy.
Look, my face has appeared.
I see you. Can I record, Ninja? Now, looking at the hands, we get 3 pair of hands that come with Demona. 2 on her, which I believe are open gripping hands. So the claws are painted. Hands look really good.
Daddy.
We get an alternate face plate.
Daddy, can I just read the book?
Yeah, be careful with the book because I'm about to show it on video.
Daddy.
Alternate faceplate screaming. The eyes are painted red and white. Really looks good. Reminds me of a vampire hair. I love the earrings. I love the fact that this is actual separate piece. And the earring themselves is made out of some sort of plastic or metal material. And then we have the book, which I believe is the Gamora. Ooh, this thing looks good. Weathered, beaten. So for accessories, I think Demona comes with a nice spread. I'm going to go ahead and give her a 10 out of 10. So for articulation, the head doesn't really look up at all. It's restricted because of the hair. Comes down that much. It does rotate. You get some pivot, good amount of pivot. It shifts a little back and forth. The arm is able to kick out that much to the side. Does rotate a full 360. You have an upper bicep cut right there. Elbows are double jointed, bending all the way in. The wrists are on a hinge, so you can get them to go side to side. Is any of them vertical? Nope. That's unfortunate. No butterfly joint. Oh, I thought that was a singular piece, but no. If you look, the top is able to rotate left and right. You also get some pivoting. It crunches forward that much, backwards that much. Using both, I don't think that's going to help any, but there it is. There it is. You get rotation at the waist. The legs are able to kick forward that much, backwards that much. They do rotate. I already have some rubbing here. This was here before I even moved the figure. Knees are double jointed, bending all the way in. Now with the ankles, they are able to pivot. Oh, fantastic. On the outside, inside, they're able to go up only that much, down about that much. The tail is articulated. You can bend it how you want to. And should we throw the wings on now? Nah, we'll save the wings for functionality. There's also a toe hinge allowing for more movement that way as well as that way. So for overall articulation, I am very impressed. Demona moves very well. The head, of course, is restricted from the long hair. So for overall articulation, I was going to go ahead and give her an 8. However, being that we have this bendy wire in the tail, I'm going to add a point for that. So for overall articulation, I'll give Demona a 9 out of 10. So for design, Demona is not exact to the cartoon itself. I remember when I reviewed Goliath, someone said, well, they're based on the comic figures. And I said, wow, I didn't even think to look. So I did look for Goliath. I also looked for Demona. And I would say that these figures are not based off the comics either. They're kind of NECA's own interpretation on the Gargoyles. Not that I mind it, but I would prefer if they were specific to the cartoon. That would be more up my alley. With that being said, and the reason that I mentioned it is that I'm going to be viewing how this figure looks based off what I remember from the cartoon itself. And though the colors, the clothing, the look is here, I really feel where it comes a little bit short, it's in that head sculpt. And it was the same for Goliath. Not that it's a bad head sculpt, but it is not. It is Demona, but it's off. It's like she's missing her makeup. Like she woke up and didn't put makeup on. So aside from that, I really love the hoops. The fact that they did this as whatever material it is just so cool, and that just really gives the figure presence, makes it look a bit more expensive. The hair looks great, just the layering of it. There's some difference in color. You can see a dry brush as it gets darker as it goes to the bottom. Love the torn tee. It is very textured. Looking at her arm, you see the band. The paint is good, though there appears to be some sparkling paint around the abdomen region. Coming down to the belt, the buckle is painted. You have the same texture as you do up top, which looks fantastic. Looking at the fingers, my nail here is black. I don't think it's meant to be that way. And just looking at some areas on the figure, you have black hair. I don't think that's supposed to be there. And I really wish Neca would give us the pinless joints. Come on, Neca, it's time for pinless joints. And coming down to the ankle, we also have bracelet, but it's not attached to the figure. It's a separate piece, and it just adds so much to it. So with the wings to the figure, and I'm not going to put them on right at this moment, believe that they go this way. Even this is Neca's own interpretation. On the cartoon, other than the exception of when they're flying, their wings aren't spread this wide. When they're staying still, their wings are a lot shorter, like somewhere around here. Sort of wish Neca would have given us that instead of the longer wings. So for overall design, I'm going to go ahead and give Demona an 8 out of 10. Is Demona essential to your collection? Well, when it comes to Gargoyles, Demona may be the main antagonist. I would say that's between her and David Xanatos. Unlike David, Demona has the longer history with the Gargoyles, specifically Goliath. In the 10th century, Demona was a member of the Gargoyles clan at Castle Wyvern. Demona has a long and rich history, something that we really don't have time to explore today, but what I will tell you is that Demona was the mate of Goliath. So as far as toy options, in the early 90s, Kenner made a line of Gargoyle action figures. Demona was amongst those action figures. And those figures are still around today and can be purchased for a relatively inexpensive price. The scale was a lot different from this, and those figures were not well articulated. So when it comes to purchasing a Demona figure, there aren't a lot of options. So as far as being essential to your collection, I'm going to go ahead and give Demona a 10 out of 10 because she is one of the more important characters in the Gargoyles mythos. So for functionality is wing time. I am all aware that a lot of people are having issues with theirs. I'm going to plug mine in. Relatively easy to do so. The ports are in the back. Just going to go off camera in order to do so. So I'm happy to report that I do not have an issue with the wings on my Demona. They are standing high, they're standing in place, and if I can be honest, they look beautiful with Demona. Now the wings do have some functionality to them. They're able to go up, down, a little bit lower. Would be great if they were made of multi-pieces so they can kind of collapse upon themselves, but they can't. And you can see with the wings, Demona is able to stand. I am using her tail, fantastic as it is, to provide a bit of balance. So I want to go ahead and remove these wings. With the wings removed, I want to go ahead and remove this faceplate, just pulling forward. Come on, give way. Up. And let's go ahead and put on the screaming. You can see the holes just going right there. There we go. Not crazy about the way this one looks. Get a little bit closer so that you can see it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this hand. Ooh, nails are sharp, be careful. And as I like that, pegs are on the hand themselves, though they are very thin, so be careful. This is what I'm considering the trigger finger hand, so let's go ahead and grab one of the two weapons, and we're going to attempt to get Demona to hold it properly. Oh, that was pretty easy, though I feel like it needs to come maybe on the inside. Huh? Okay, so she doesn't have an issue holding it. I think I'm struggling a little bit with the position. I don't know if it goes on the outside or the inside. But maybe with such a large weapon, maybe you just want to kind of have her holding it like this. So let's go ahead and take this one out and put the other one in. So with this weapon, I don't know how this one goes. What part is she supposed to hold? Which part is a trigger? Is it this? Is it this? I really don't know, though you can see this big blocky piece. She doesn't get her hand in there well. Here she's able to slide the finger, but then she's unable to hold the weapon. So I'm assuming, yeah, I'm not assuming. I don't know how this one goes. So looking at some photography, it shows that her thumb is actually holding the weapon like this. And you can absolutely get her to do that. Just wondering, how is she shooting the weapon like this? Well, there you have that. Now, the issue that you're going to have with both weapons is that the hands have a horizontal hinge instead of a vertical, so the weapon is not able to move up and down. I certainly will be deducting points for that. Now, let's go ahead and look at the final accessory, which is the, was it the Gamora or Gamore? It was something along those lines. It's been a while since I've seen this series. So this portion, you can actually untab the book, which is fantastic. And even better, it opens. There's actually inscriptions on the pages. And I say pages because it turns. How cool is this? Such a cool accessory. So for Demona to hold this, I'm going to leave the figure hand on. Maybe I will not leave that on. Actually, let's see how she holds it with it open. Right? And bend this up and then just look down. Yeah, it didn't take much time to do that, but I think you can see with a little bit of effort, she can actually hold the book pretty well. And just looking at the clothing, this part here is soft, so that allows for free movement. This tail is fantastic. I will be careful about bending it. Just don't know if it may crack over time, so get it in the position you like and leave it there. Now, the one thing that's unfortunate, it's not even the butterfly joints. The lack of butterfly joints there is the long hair. She's unable to look up when she flies. So I really wish we would have had another head sculpt to where she was forward facing. That could work with this sculpt. As you can see, like, her head is always down. So what you need to do is just to arch her back as much as you can. Use her massive feet to sort of get her to lean back. Use the support of the tail so that she's looking up and not down. So for functionality, very happy with this figure. I'm going to go ahead and give Demona a 8 out of 8. 8 out of 10. So for pricing, Demona comes in at $38. That's before taxing. That's before shipping. My guy AZ Fig sent this my way. So add in taxes, shipping, you're looking at a price point of roughly $46. So now is Demona worth the price of admission? Well, in terms of accessories, let's see what she comes with. I think we get a good offering. You receive those massive wings, which I'm not sure if I will display her with, though she looks fantastic with them, and they are super detailed, and I did not cover how detailed they were. You get 2 massive weapons that not only can be used with Demona, you can throw these in with some of your other action figures. You get this fantastic book, which is completely functional, 3 pair of hands, and 2 swappable faceplates. Don't think you really need more with Demona. So for pricing, we did see an increase on what Goliath initially cost. Everything is going up and toys are no exclusion. So for pricing, I'm going to go ahead and give Demona a 10 out of 10. That should give Demona an overall clip score of. So now is Demona a pass or a purchase? If it isn't clear thus far, this is an absolute purchase. I am enamored with this line. Even though the Gargoyles do not have the exact look that I want, they are close enough, and Neca is knocking this out of the box. And here's Demona, standing by her beautiful, lonesome self. Isn't it weird? Like, when I was watching Gargoyles, I was a teenager, maybe a little bit younger, and I always thought back then, yeah, you know, if I met her, I would absolutely take her on a date.
Maybe over here.
So here's Muckman that my son has been trying to put in his video for the entire time. Let's put him at the side. This is the Neca's version of Muckman. Maybe a little bit taller, but his legs are a bit loose. All right, let's get a Marvel Legend. Can you hand me a Marvel Legends?
Yes, can I put it on here?
Yes.
Okay, so it could be a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't stand so good. Let's move him closer. He's not on camera.
Yeah, he's not on camera.
So, Marvel Legends AIM 2-pack soldier. I gotta heat these legs. These legs came out of the box like this. So let's get rid of him since he doesn't stand.
Look how we can see him, Daddy.
All right, here's my son Megatron. Move him over some. Move him closer. Who else we got?
Matron.
Can you get somebody else? All right, let's slide Buttman to the side. Let's go ahead and throw in the Masters of Universe Revelation Stinker. Finally gave in to this line once I saw the Black King Grayskull. And Demona is actually taller. Surprised about that. So, I want to thank you for tuning in to Mr. Clip's Toy Shop. I hope to see you during the next review.